So, first story I want to talk to you guys about is sort of comes along with this theme. Life is uncertain, but be certain challenges will come. So, when I was 8, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I know we talked about this for those of you who were here last time I spoke. She was diagnosed with cancer of the cervix, and then it went to her breasts, and then it went to her bones. And she had a 20-year battle. And if I tell you the battle was dark, it was really, really dark. She got cancer October when I was about 8, and they said she wasn't going to make it until Christmas. So they sort of had to break the news to, I'm the cute one right there, and there's my sister, there's my mom. And they said, they braced us that, your mom's not going to be around Christmas. They gave her a couple of months to live. She fought through, and she fought through, and she fought through. And it was a 20-year battle. She passed away at the age of 54. She was in hospice for 4 years. Maybe the sense of urgency I have to live comes from, they gave her 2 weeks to live or less 16 times. One time they gave her 4 days, and one time they gave her 3 hours. So we're sitting on the couch, hospice bed in the living room, and we're watching her take her last breaths. And this went on till 6 o'clock in the morning. We had a hospice nurse with us, and we were just watching her chest go up and down. And she would say, when am I going to see Jesus? We're Christians. She said, when am I going to see Jesus? When does this happen? It was the craziest, most surreal moment I've ever had. And I said, Mom, you close your eyes, and then you're gonna be in heaven. So she'd close her eyes, and 5 minutes later, she's like, you're still here. It was crazy. She was on 900 milligrams of morphine an hour, 21,400 a day. It would put us all to sleep for a couple days, just with what she took in one day. It would probably kill half of us. But this was years and years and years of pain medicine. Hospice, you're in there for 2 weeks. So at 50 years old, they said she's got 2 weeks to live. We can't do anything else for her. She had peripheral stem cell transplant, $75,000 surgery, which is equivalent to what, it was a test. It's what they're doing now for stem cell replacement. She had that in like 91. Gave her 5 years, a beautiful 5 years that we had together. So she fought, and just imagine someone says to you, hey, you got 2 weeks to live. What are you going to do? For her, it was to encourage us, to love us. She sang to God every single day. She coughed and broke 3 ribs in our living room in the hospice bed. That's how brittle her bones were. Bone scan was completely covered. She was like black. That's what cancer shows up on a PET scan. And they brought her into the hospice ward sometime October, November, a year and a half before she passed away. And there it's a big room. The family sleeps there. I stopped going to school for 2 years to take care of her. My sister came down, took a leave. My dad took a leave from work, and we did 8-hour shifts, the 3 of us. My wife, she was my girlfriend at the time. She jumped in right at this time when I met her, and she slept in the hospice ward with me when it was my time to do the night shift, but we never left her alone. I come in one day, and there's a note behind her. My sister must have been in the bathroom or something, and it said, patient is blind. And I'm like, what are you doing to her? It's like, she's got cancer. She's in so much pain. She still loves you. I don't know why she loves you, but now she's blind. So nurse comes in, takes me outside. She says, your mom can't see anymore. And I said, what's going on? She said, we think the cancer's in her brain. I said, okay. So she's blind, and then her kidneys stopped functioning. So that said about 3 days, they told us. Her eyes sunk back in her head. And next, I guess it was on the 3rd day, she's still blind, can't see anything. And she's still singing, still happy. And that to me is the absolute craziest thing, because I'm positive, but I'm not that positive, and I don't want to be tested to be that positive. My dad was with her, and my dad, not a God guy, just leave religion out of everything, and it's cool. And they saw a flash of light. My mom said, give me my Bible, Italian Bible, we're Italian, and she said, I want to read. And he's like, Connie, you can't see, you're blind. She said, well, how do I know you're wearing red suspenders with a yellow tie and you drew on it with marker? My dad used to draw. My dad was crazy. So if he wanted a sunset on his tie, he created one before he went to work. And he'd be like, John Polon. He would sign the bottom of the tie. He's crazy. So she's like, I can't believe you dressed like that to come see, whatever. So he freaked out. So she starts reading the Bible, and he started reading the Bible at the same time. And she said, I don't have any more pain. Now, she coughed and broke 3 ribs. You couldn't touch her. They told us not to touch her skin because she was in that much pain. And she started beating herself up. She had no pain. So long story short, Christmas Eve, 1997, an ambulance took my mom home because she hadn't walked in 2 years. She couldn't walk. And she was cancer-free. They tested her. She had a vision. She was going to go to Italy and preach on national TV from her small town 17 years earlier. She got better. Physical therapy came in and taught her how to walk again. I used to clean my mother with a bedpan and clean her when she was in the bed in our living room. And all the things that a mom and a son don't ever want to have to do, we did. And she took 50 steps to the bathroom with a walker after 3 months. And I went to go pull her pants down, and she's like, I can do it. And the physical therapist, who I was just a skate bum, right? And I thought, what a cool job this guy has. And he said, get out of there, get out of there. So I go sit on the couch, and I said, just light bulb went off, and I said, dude, you got the best job in the world. And he goes, yeah, your mom's getting stronger. I was like, no. I said, you've restored her dignity. I said, you know what it's like? That I have to clean my mom's private parts so she doesn't get an infection, because that's most people die from when they're bedridden and sedentary. I said, you got the best job in the world. And so that'll be story number 3, career-wise. So what I want you to come away with was my mom was always filled with joy, and she was a warrior in the true sense of being a warrior. My mom taught me the big lesson is you have a choice. If you create the challenge because you have a goal, or if the challenge finds you, like it found my mom. You can live in fear, and you can be afraid every time they give you 2 weeks to live or 4 hours to live, or you can embrace your life, and you can have faith, and faith gets a lot more done. What do they have in common? Anybody? Fear and faith. Besides the letter F. Okay? They both believe in a future that has not happened yet, right? So fear and faith are predicting your future. You can choose to live the rest of your life mediocre, average, or you can slay it, right? And you can believe that what you want is going to happen. So I say you punch fear in the face, right? And you go on faith. So they both believe in a future that hasn't happened yet. Fear believes in a negative future for you. Faith believes in a positive future for you. So if you want to live a mediocre life, you can live it with fear. If you want to kill it and live on purpose, live every moment to the fullest. My mom, maybe she didn't get a decent hand of cards in life, physically. But I tell you, with the relationships my mom had and how deep the relationships in her inner circle, the friends that she had, she beat us all. She that was very, very important for her. And I come away with that. This was a lesson I learned young, and I live by faith. I don't care what the odds are that are stacked against me. In a good situation or a bad situation, I'll put my head down and I'll work hard and we'll get through it.